Explosions of volatile liquids and gases, or combustibles, occur every day, many with devastating results. A spark, collision, or in today's world, terrorists can create disaster. The formula for catastrophe is simple. Just mix the wrong action with any of 100 explosive substances. The results are horrendous. Every year around the world, thousands of lives are lost and damages occur costing hundreds of millions of dollars. At long last, there is a new technology that mitigates such losses. DSS is a patented featherweight aluminum alloy mesh with molecular and structural characteristics that remove the chance of spark, suppress explosions, and dramatically reduce fire intensity. Currently used in Europe, to date, no explosions have occurred when DSS is used, even in the most arduous tests. Remarkably, to eliminate explosions and prevent destructive fire, all that is necessary is filling any tank containing combustibles with DSS. Here is some of the patented equipment that creates this amazing product, a product that will provide you savings in many ways. DSS can and does save lives. It saves you money in a variety of ways. As ambient temperature rises, DSS will reduce evaporation significantly. It prevents tank corrosion, which helps extend the life of fuel tanks and also makes cleaning of tanks much easier. Since it virtually stops fuel swash in moving vehicles, there is no need for any additional expensive plates or foam products. The product itself costs far less than alternative measures. Finally, DSS will outlast the life of its container, and when cleaned, can be put into another container. DSS is a time saver. Often mechanics have to repair damaged fuel tanks. Imagine what would happen today if one of your mechanics tried to use an acetylene torch on a tank containing volatile fumes and no DSS. With DSS in the tank, he can make those repairs without concern. It's simple to install. For example, it only takes a few hours to install it into a 5,000-gallon fuel storage tank. Although DSS fills the entire tank, the reduction of fuel volume is only 1.6%. DSS can benefit your company's image. When the surrounding community and your own employees know you're taking action to prevent explosions and fires, it goes a long way to cement positive relations. People will also appreciate that you're reducing hydrocarbon emissions by cutting fuel evaporation and that DSS is 100% recyclable. DSS technology has been tested and used in Europe with great success. It has passed all tests performed by a number of European government agencies and organizations. The Germans in particular have performed exacting experiments such as pitting DSS against detonating mines, RPGs, and incendiary rounds, and now they have put it into their major combat vehicles. European companies and military organizations are using DSS in fuel trucks, gasoline, diesel, and propane tanks, and combat vehicles. Now it's time to introduce this technology worldwide. And we need to address the biggest risks. Tank farms are often located adjacent to or within heavily populated areas. An explosion of a 2 million-gallon gasoline tank would virtually level everything within several blocks. Consider the results of a 10,000-gallon gasoline truck exploding while on a crowded city street. Or consider the devastation from a large storage propane tank located within a residential or commercial area. If ignited, fuel storage at air or seaports could and probably would put them out of operations for a very long time. Of less concern in terms of lives lost are fuel storage tanks located within larger buildings. These are often required by hospitals or telecommunication firms, which must have backup electrical systems. We've all seen TV reports or read news items where police have been killed because of gas tank explosions. It might be worthwhile to consider DSS in the tanks of all cars and small trucks simply because the cost to protect them is so very cheap, about $200 to $250 per vehicle. Compare that cost to 2,619 people dying in vehicle crashes involving fire in 2001. Certain aircraft are more vulnerable than others, but small boats are particularly dangerous because of inboard and outboard fuel storage. Military needs for DSS are obvious. During war, weapons systems and personnel carrying vehicles are often destroyed when their fuel tanks are hit by enemy fire. In peacetime, field training exercises can be dangerous because of exploding combustibles. Two of the Navy's biggest concerns are shipboard fires and explosions. Yes, there are a lot of applications for DSS. It really comes down to your decision. A good business decision normally considers cost versus benefit. Have your team list the benefits, those that are obvious and those that aren't. Then have them compare those to the costs. The dollar cost is quite reasonable. We think you'll agree the additional weight and volume taken by DSS are minimal. If you look at a typical automobile, for instance, consumers would probably have to spend another $200 to $250 to better protect their families' lives, knowing that the added vehicular weight would only be between 7 and 8 pounds, and that their tank would hold 19 2/3 gallons rather than 20. They would also know there would be 80% less fuel swash to change their vehicle's center of gravity during turns. So what do? We suggest you take a fresh, hard look at the risks surrounding your organization. Have your team cost out what it would take to remove your major liability concerns. If you decide DSS is a good solution and want to test it further, we can provide you the amount of product you need for testing. If you want to begin now to reduce your risk, give us a call. DSS can't stop causes of explosions or fires, but it can stop the explosions and fires.